What's going on, everyone? Welcome. Where's all my miners at? Uh-oh. Oh no. Here they come. Look out!
Here we are. We are one. We are Rabid. We will all donate $50 to the KDA fund.
What the heck? Did you guys hear that? That was so weird. Anyway, we got enough about that. How's everyone doing today? It is Saturday. We are live and we're... I love the Borg. Oh, crazy. Let's do a roll call, see what we got going on here today. All right, scrolling up. You guys are talking like crazy. All right, so I got to make sure I'm on the right buttons here. All right, Zapire, what's going on? Paul D, Mr. Fudweiser's at work, so he'll be in and out time to time again, I guess. So don't tag him because you probably won't see it, he says. Jock McMiner UK, what's going on? Dumpster Fire, what's happening? Tech Man, what's happening? Scrolling through. Black Sales, what's happening? Dynance Maintenance says maintenance. We are moving to another data. Yeah, they've been saying that for a while. It sounds like they're trying to fast track the whole change of wallets thing because they've been having a lot of issues, seeing how more miners have been kind of hitting their network. Continuing on here, we got Mr. Rud Putz, what's going on? Pie, what's going on, Pie? It is rug pull. No one knows for sure yet, but hey, you never know, guys. Zerg Pool did add it. Hardly any hash there. You don't even need a Dynex wallet, but they haven't really been finding any blocks. So if there's a lot of hash actually on Zerg Pool, I would say use it, but right now it's not looking too good unless everyone moves over there at the same time. But we'll see. Paul D, Ogre MGTOW, what's going on? All Track 89, King Mining. Scrolling through. Crypto Perks, what is happening? Wealth Talk, Skirm, what's happening, Skirm? And what we got? Scrolling. Andres 23007, what's happening? Bad internet again or Wi-Fi. That sucks. Cobra, what's happening? Travelers Travels, what's happening? Scrolling through. If I missed anyone, please just yell at me. That's okay. I'm okay with getting yelled at all the time. I'm used to it. Diego Ma, Chris Stewart, what's happening? Ultra Carbon. And, what do we got? Pedro Maximo is in the house. We got Wolf. Ooh, the Wolf. Block Boy, sorry. I didn't mean to say that. But Appetite. Cheers. Oh, it just jumped on me. 78 Simple. Crypto Baltus. MH. And if I missed you again, I apologize. Monkey 826, I see you. What was that? Pickle Chunk? Hey, Pickle Chunk, what's going on? So, how is everybody doing today? The miners are crashing the Wi-Fi. That sucks. Legendary Status Gaming, RabidMining, really trying to get the NVIDIA K80 working on Dynex, no Lux. The K80. I'm trying to think. I think I've been talking to someone who is actually, is it the K? You know what? I'm going to have to bring up Discord now and just have a check. I can't let you guys see all my DMs. It's special. I'm just kidding. I'm just going to look up here for one quick second. Scrolling up. Yeah, I am talking to someone about the K80 and Dynex, and it does sound like it is working good. There's still a lot of tests between HiveOS as well as Windows and stuff going on, and I think hopefully if everything gets working decently and stuff, I may be getting sent one to try it out. But it looks like the K80 is actually, because it's 2 chips and stuff, and it has, what is it? Is it 48 gigabytes or something? So it's like 24. So it acts like 2 12 gigabytes in one, and it seems like it's hashing pretty good. It seems like it's being detected as like 2 GPUs, even though it's 1, but that's pretty much all the information I got on that GPU so far. But we'll see what happens moving in the future. It's 24. Yeah, 24. So yeah, it acts like almost like 23060s, but I can't remember if it's hashing a little bit better or about the same, but we'll see what happens. FW update. What's FW? FW? What? Fast for worlds? I don't know. What's FW? What are you talking about? FW update. What's the FW update? The miners crash. Kate, what's up? Went through that. What is this? Flyer is so ancient, I doubt it supports whatever CUDA version the miner uses. Kepler. No, the card is working though, and I can't remember what the trick is. I believe you need enterprise grade drivers, and there's something else, but it does seem to be connecting and mining Dynex. Will earnings continue to fall? For ASICs. Well, it depends on the ASICs you're speaking of. Now, I did name of this title here, the KDA mining yields have tanking fast, and they are. So As you know, I dropped the video previously on when they released. So what was it? January 30th is when Bitmain, I believe the 31st, they were going to begin shipping their miners. Everyone was saying, oh, the KA3s are fake. They're never coming out. There's a money scam, whatever. You know, everybody has their own opinions all the time. We've heard everything multiple times. Regardless, they're hitting the network and people are starting to get them. They haven't even all shipped yet. Half the orders I don't even think have gone out yet. Some people got it on Fridays and some people got them earlier, and some people are still waiting because it's over the weekend now. Some people directly drove into DHL. I've been talking in Discord to pick it up because they wanted them now and ASAP. So the miners are going online. Let's just have a look at some few things here. So here's my spreadsheet and we're just going to scroll down here. So currently, when I did my previous video, that was January 30th, so less than 2 weeks ago, or maybe it's like 13 days now or something. I don't know. Whatever. We're the 11th now. So yeah, not even 2 weeks yet. Like 8 days, 9 days, 10 days, something. Actually, it's more than that. 11, 12, 13 days. Slightly under 2 weeks. Anyway, network on KDA was about 200 petahash. And then Nervous, before the KA3, or not the KA3s, K7 shipped, was about 77. So now we're sitting at about 288 as of this morning. Now it may have went down a little bit. I'm going to refresh this. 275. So it's down 5 petahash. But this morning it was at 288. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. So if we actually look at a KA3 right now, on release date, if you had a KA3, you were getting about 49 coins. And I went through Reddit on release date when a few people actually got theirs, and they were getting about 50 coins or so. My spreadsheet's telling me 49.56. I believe 2 or 3 days ago, there was another one. They were getting about 40 to 41 coins, which seemed on par. And then today, because of this, the KA3 is already down to like 34 coins a day. It's down to like 15 coins already in less than 2 weeks, just with the KA3s alone. Obviously, so I mentioned it before they even started shipping these things, that KDA is going to get Ethereum. I had a different term I was speaking of earlier. I can't remember what it was before the stream, but I don't know how to put it. So pretty much we're talking about Ethereum. And when I mean Ethereum, there's a lot of crypto miners out there that don't really understand how mining works. Just look back before the merge. You know, a lot of people were going into what to mine to say, oh, look at the coins under Ethereum. This is still profitable. This is still profitable. Saying the death to GPUs is totally wrong. You're spreading FUD. It's lying. It's so on, whatever. But they don't understand how difficulty works. And this is what we're seeing again, all over again. As we know, Ethereum left, every coin plummeted to non-profitable levels unless you had very cheap power. It does not cater to most of the miners anymore in terms of GPUs. Now we're moving forward to KDA, and this is pretty much the same thing. These miners that Bitmain produce, 166 terahash, are leaps and bounds ahead of any previous miner currently on the network. So pretty much as a small home miner, like I said, you know, a lot of these CK box 2s and stuff, the KD box 2s, they're catered to the home miner. They only use 400 watts. That's only if you have one, because you're not going to be building out a farm out of a whole bunch of these mini box miners. Because if you are, you're going to go broke unless KDA severely pumps again. That's the other thing. We don't even know if KDA is going to hit the previous level. So that's another uncertainty. But right now, looking at everything, the yields are dropping fast. Now, I went into my own pool flare, for example, and I have the KD Box Pro as well as, the KD Box Pro and the KD2. And I was little over 2 KDA per day. In the past couple of days, I seen it drop into 1.8, then it went down to 1.5. Now I'm at 1.47. We have lost over 25% of yields in less than 2 weeks across these two miners. I have 7.41 terahash. In theory, right now, I am not profitable mining KDA at all on any of these miners at 11 cents per kilowatt hour. I'm probably going to have to turn them off, but I'm going to start with maybe just turning off the Rabid Pro here, check mine, and keep the KD2 online because it is a more efficient miner than the KD Box Pro. But regardless, in the end, it's not looking good. And more and more of these things are going to continue to keep going online. So here I kind of ran through some quick numbers. So KDA, when I first started here, it was at 200 petahash. We have gained 88 petahash this morning. Like I said, it's down 5 petahash now, but I'm still based on this. That is only about 530 miners worth of hash rate. 530, and we already have a 30.5% increase on the KDA network. with only 530 miners. Remember I said, and it's been pre-sailing for a while, and a lot of people saying 5,000 of these sold, 2,000 of these sold, 1,000 of these sold. Well, we're at half of 1,000. 500 miners, we're up 30%, and the profits are dropping hugely, up 88 petahash. Now, if there's like 5,000 of these miners, 2,000, whatever, we're going to push this over 1 exahash. KDA is going to turn into Bitcoin. We're getting like 0.00 whatever in terms of yields per day. It's going to come down to absolute efficiency. So in theory, even the IB links, you got to think about, I know some people are promoting the IB links as almost as good as the KA3. That's 100% false. They have a low power hash rate mode. They're about half the hash rate or so on, and they use about 2,000 watts. They are still 50% less efficient on low power mode, going from a hash to watt ratio here than the KA3. There is no miner out there that can touch the KA3 in any way, shape, or form. It's going to come down to efficiency. As more of these miners keep hitting the network, nothing is going to be profitable unless you're running a KA3. Then eventually down the road, you're going to need pretty much cheaper and cheaper power, because the network will slowly turn in to what we're seeing with Bitcoin, where Bitcoin miners aren't that profitable at all unless you have very cheap power. So it's just a never-ending cycle across this. And we're probably going to see the same thing on CKB here with the K7s. It hasn't gone up that much yet, as we've mentioned. CKB isn't talked about as much as KDA, but they still have a beast of a miner that released. So it looks like right now on at least CKB, we were sitting at 77 petahash. It is up about 19. That is about 299 miners worth K7s. The hash rate is currently up about 20% on Nervous right now. If we look at that, our yields on the K7, for an example, went first day of 9,827 are down to 7,881. So 2,000 coins per day has already happened again in less than 2 weeks with these two miners. It's crazy. The performance of these miners are absolutely insane. Currently, best KDA miner for a home miner is low power mode, IB link. It's silent. That's true, but it's the same time, like I said, like what is that? Do you have the numbers for that miner? Because it's 50% less efficient. It may be 70% less profitable as a KA3. But that is very true when you're coming from the home miner perspective. It's all about being quiet and stuff. And it also comes down to how much will the KDA price increase in the future. And that's a huge unknown. It recently pumped. Like, I think it hit $22, $23 at the all-time high last year. That was the first bull run it's ever seen, and it's never recovered since. It went straight up and then straight down again. It didn't really go sideways or anything. It was up, down, that's it. Pretty much like a pump and dump right off the get-go. So will it do that again? Will it gain more traction this time and at least maintain steadiness? Or will it just lose traction and not really do anything? That is a big uncertainty. Now, when it comes down to it, do I want a KA3 or a KDA miner? Yeah, I do. But the only one I want is literally the KA3. You need efficiency. When it comes to mining, it's all about the efficiency, and none of the other miners have it. Like you mentioned the IB link there, it's still 50% less efficient than the KA3. Yes, you got to deal with noise and stuff, but if you're really into it for long-term profits and everything, it's going to come down to the profitability, unless you have cheap power. If you have cheap power, you don't really have to worry about the efficiency as much, but it's crazy. Time don't matter when you have diarrhea. That's 100% true. If I'm buying a miner, there is no power mode. There is no low power mode for me. Look, Cobra, it's all in, all nothing, full hash, all the way out. Let's do it. Define cheap power. That's what I mean. What is cheap power these days? Like, everyone has expensive power. I would say cheap power probably is in the range of 6 cents or less. Maybe even 8 cents. But if you're looking really cheap, then obviously that's 2 to 3 cents. And there are people out there with free power, but those numbers are unreachable for a lot of us. So I know some of us are looking into hosting providers. Personally, I wish I could find a good hosting provider, and it'd have to be something under 6 cents. If I was to pay someone to host my rigs, it'd have to be under 6 cents. I'm at 11-cent power right now, and that's where it seems lots of them are sitting around anywhere between 8 to 11. So it's not really worth my effort to pay shipping and everything to go somewhere for only a couple cent drop. So I really think, in terms of profitability, I think you do need to find a 6 cents or lower type of host, but that's very, very hard to find. KDA is dead. Sell me all your ASICs. Panda went from buying GPUs 2 weeks ago. Now he's buying all your ASICs. Oh my gosh. What is going on? Oh, crazy, crazy. I'm building a solar carport. Hey, that'd be sweet. That's sweet. Solar be awesome. That's 6 cents. You're a dreamer. Yeah, 6 cents is a dream, but we wish we actually, Panda, aren't you around 6 cents now? I think, or are you at 8 cents? I don't know. I can't remember what it was. You and all your great deals over there. I got to move to BC. Except they have PST over there. I don't like PST. Everything else costs more. How does the profit increase in this case? The profit would increase, obviously, if the price increases. But it has to, the price would have to outpace the hash rate coming in. So, like I said, you know, we can run some numbers. We can do something quick here. So actually, this is actually at $1.33 right now. What is the current price of KDA? It's hanging out. It looks like $1.09. So let's run some. We can run some numbers right quick, very easily here. So I guess let's go so we're at $1.09 right now. So this is before. This is now. $1.09. So that's $54 a day at $1.09 right now before the KA3s came online. Remember, that wasn't even 2 weeks ago. Now we're at $37 a day already, and that's before your power costs. So let's play with some numbers. So we're hanging out current hash rate right now. What do you guys think KDA is going to hit? Now, remember, as the evolution progresses over the next month, 2 months, 3 months, more miners come online, our hash rate, again, is going to keep going up, and away. And like I said, I think 5,000 miners would put us over the 1 exahash mark on KDA. And I don't know how realistic of a number 5,000 miners really is, because like I said, we are currently sitting at about 530 miners have currently turned on. So for an increase of 30.5% across the KDA network. That's 88 petahash. So let's just do some rough numbers. How many miners do you think in the next 2 months will get turned online? We'll start with that, and then we can actually look at price ranges and other miners to look at some profitability numbers here. So what do we got? Numbers, guys, anyone? Give me a number of KDA miners. So like right now, we're at 530 miners online currently since they released. How many more do you think go online? 250 more? Okay, so we're going to go 250 more miners. So 250, so that's plus an additional 160 terahash each. That's 416 additional terahash. Oh, wait, that's wrong. 250 times 166. There we go. That's 41,500. So that's an additional 41.5 petahash that will go online from this number. So I'm going to make a new one actually. Let's take this. We're going to copy this. I'm going to put this under here. I'm going to start a new one now, and we're going to move this one up to, so we're at 288. So I got to add on plus 288,580, 288,580. So that puts us at 330. I did that wrong. 330,080. So 330,080. So that puts us to here. So that's down. That's actually not that much more. That brings us to 30 KDA per day on a single KA3 if another 250 go online. So now we look at prices. So what's the power consumption on that thing? Like this thing is profitable. KA3 is obviously still profitable at these levels, but we're thinking about the home miners and stuff. The IB link. What's the IB link use? What is the hash rate and the power consumption on that thing? I personally know someone who has 50x KA3s, but not on yet. Yeah, I know. And there's a lot out there. There's a few people that have 7 or 8 coming as well, and they still haven't got them. So there's a lot of KA3s that are not online yet. And Panda says there's one guy has 50. So this number is going to jump up quite a bit. We have not seen anything yet in terms of miners coming online. So we're very early into seeing this. This is going to turn into probably like a Bitcoin thing very early where the yields are down to nothing. But here is an additional 250, like you said. So we're at 330 petahash on the network. And we're going to go up to here. So let's look at a home miner, I guess. Then let's say we're at a home miner. What is the KD box 2 hash now? About 5 terahash. That puts our yield down to 0.9. 0.9 KDA per day. Not even 1 KDA on the single miner at this. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. $10,000 KA3 plus. There's a lot not online. Only the first US tranches have landed, several more in the pipeline. Yeah, for sure. We're very early here. Like I said, that's why I want to wait kind of to the end of the month to really look at the hash rate to see how much it has gone up. But right now we're just doing like speculation stuff, but we're probably easily going to be around the 2,000 miner mark. And we're about looking at about 50% of 2,000 miners right now. We're sitting a little over 1,000, I believe, with these numbers here. This is obviously the downside to ASICs, why GPUs and CPUs are arguably better for the hobby home miner. Yes and no, because now after Ethereum, there's just way too many GPUs out there waiting to turn back online too. There's thousands and thousands of GPUs that are probably just shut off because people aren't selling them right now because they're like, okay, GPU mining will come back. I can turn back on. Everything's going to be good. This is the mentality out there. So there's a lot waiting to turn on. So once prices start coming up, we're going to see these difficulty spikes happen again and again until eventually, you know, unless something really does explode, it's not going to be that great. Yeah, there's a lot of GPUs lying around. What do we got here? So we got more numbers to look at. 3,300 watts for the 70 terahash K3. So 3,300 watts. So what's 70 terahash? Okay, let's look at that one. K3, 70 terahash, 3,300 watts. Let's do 3,300 watts. Let me just find that here. 3,300 watts times 24 divided by 1,000. I guess I'll use my power price, 11 cents. That's $8.71 a day with that miner. So let's just put $8.71 a day is what is that one you mentioned there? K3? Where are we at? Where's that comment? Can't find it. I wish I could highlight comments, but I can't with this. 3,300 watts for the K3. So 70 terahash. Let's look at 70. That's 12. That's already not covering its power price, the K3. Look at that. $8.32 at this price limit. It won't even cover its power at 70 terahash and 3,000 watts at my power at 11 cents. That's crazy. Absolutely. No, wait, this is the number right here. D3 minus D4. Okay, yeah. Never mind. This is what we're making. So it's making $13. So it's still making $5 right here. This is based on the KA3 and stuff. So never mind. We have to cancel that out. This line here has to be deleted. So this is how much the miners are making right now before power costs. So this thing is profitable with that. Now we got to think, what if KDA actually does hit? And then we got to do this thing. So this is 12 coins. Now this is the big kicker where it comes to, do you mine with power or without power? Do you hodl? Do you not hodl? Can you pay out of pocket? That is a big deal for a lot of people as well. Personally, myself, I cannot do it. I cannot mine something that can't cover its power. But lots of you guys out there seem to be mining, you know, obviously that's not a bad thing at all. That mining at losses, because in the future, you'll be able to recoup that when the price gains. And that's 100% fine as well. And that's, you know, definitely a great strategy if you can afford to cover everything out of power. Now it starts to get really expensive, but maybe if you're rich, it doesn't matter. But we'll see what happens. So too many streams to watch, you man. There's too many miners now. Let's stop making videos. We are the problem. We're the problem. Okay, I quit. Guys, hitting the delete button. The stream is over. Just kidding, it's not. Anyway, now I lost my train of thought here. So we're going to be looking here at the price pumping. So I don't even know what to do actually, because it's really hard to predict how many miners are going to turn online, what the difficulties are going to get hit, and so on. So let's just think of an ultimate difficulty number. I think that's the best way we can do this. How many miners do we truly think will happen in, say, a year? Well, 5,000 miners hit the network. This will determine, you know, paying out of pocket and stuff. You know, as I know, as they slowly come online, right now is the best time to technically be mining KDA because the yields are higher until more and more of these things get turned on. But if we look at where a difficulty could hang out within the next couple of years, we can kind of get an idea of how many coins we'll have when the pump may hit and what that price may be, and give us an idea on terms of profitability. Because like when I was doing early numbers on the KA3, right now it doesn't look that good. But if KDA did hit, say, $22, moving into, or $23 again, the KA3 alone could make anywhere. It's a big gap, but it could make $100,000 to over $650,000 in the next 2 years. That's a huge lump sum to think about, but that's what my numbers in the back of my head were thinking. So I know you're like, oh, that's impossible. How's that going to happen? But seriously, think about it. Here is what the KA3 would look. So right now, 49 KDA coins a day. So we got 49 KDA coins a day. We times that by 365, and then we times that by 2 for 2 years. That is 35,770 KDA coins. So let's just look at this. Coins in 2 years. Now remember, this is if the hash rate doesn't go up. It's totally going to go up, which is why I'd like to find kind of a realistic peak level. So this should be a lot lower of a number, but we can see what we may get if a price hits something. So 100% speculation going on here, but it's a thing. So I want to make this bigger so we can see it. I'm going to go up to 14 here, coin. So I just got to put this number down. So we got 35,770. Now that's at the current network hash rate, or actually that's when it first came out. So that's not even right. We're already down to 34. So I should readjust that to turning on a miner right now. So we're going to go 34 times 365 times 2. So that's 24,820. 24,820 KDA coins. Now if KDA hits $23 again, times that by 23, that is $570,000. So obviously you're going to cover your power costs and stuff in the future. That's $500,000 from one miner. If you can mine 24,000 coins in that. Now that's at this level right here, actually, with the current hash rate. This is going to come up, which is why we got to figure out what is this hash rate potentially going to hit. And we're going to see the largest spike in the next couple months, and then it'll just be a slowly pile up because people will get less interested as the profitability levels come down across these miners. So this is another thing we got. So we find the high number here. It'll drop this coin down quite a bit. So let's just say, so we need a number, a hash rate number. What is this network actually going to see? Your IB Link BMK1 mined 50,000 KDA coins in 1 year. That's crazy. Is that a couple years ago when no one wants to speak of the KDA when it spiked last time? Is that from them? Because I remember like when I first got my my KD Box Pro, that thing was mining like 2 KDA a day. That thing was ripping through KDA. Now it's making like not even half a KDA a day. So we can see how it goes. So is that back then when you're like getting a crap ton? Yeah. Oh, that's bad. Like, look at this. So your IB Link back then would technically be mining more than a KA3 would right now. And look at the generation gap of the miners. Crazy to think about how, you know, even though we're early in the crypto, technically, how couple years makes such a big difference. So, you know, if you sleep on something too long, the opportunity is gone. And that sucks. That really sucks. That's why we really got to really look into these networks and these coins and realize what is happening right now. It's crazy. Anyway, so let's kind of move forward again and guess. Now we really got to guess here. In the next year, how many KA3s do you guys, seriously, a real number? Let's get a realistic number here. How many miners do you think will go online? 100, 5,000, 4,000 miners. How many do you think will get turned on sometime this year? That way we can get a number on a potential yield here for a 2-year thing. 7,500, that's a lot. That would destroy. Okay, no, but you know what? That might be a realistic. 1,000. There's going to be more in the Cobra. That's a nice guess, but I think we're going to be over 1,000. Because remember, right now, it's only been like 12 days. We're already at 530 miners online. 30.5% increase. So we're going to easily double that number. So, I think we're at 3,000 to 5,000, maybe potentially a realistic number. Do you guys agree? 25 to 5,000 by the end of the year could be realistic. Does this feel realistic to you guys or no? 5,000 miners, maybe 2,500. Someone shoot me a number here. Nobody's pumping out any numbers. Yeah. Okay. Let's go with 3,000. That's kind of in between 25 and 5. So we'll go with 3,000 miners going online. So we're already at 530. So we're going to start at this 200 petahash mark and we're going to add on because this is January 29th right here. January 29th is a 200 petahash mark. So we're going to tack on 3,000 miners by the end of the year. And it could be more, could be less. We have no idea. So I'm going to times that by 166 terahash. That is 498,000 terahash. 498,000. So we're going to go up to 2. So 4, 5, 6. So obviously 698,000 terahash. So we're going to adjust this number to 698,000 terahash. All right, so now we got the KA3 would be racking in about 14 coins a day. So now the KA3 is mining 14.2 coins a day. Let's figure this number out. And remember, if you got it now and you're turning it on now, you're going to be getting more coins because the hash rate levels aren't there yet. But we're just giving an estimate here. So we're getting 14.24 coins a day. We're going to times that by 365. And then we're going to times that by 2 for 2 years. That drops down to 10,395 coins by 2025. So now if KDA does hit $23 again, that is still $239,000. The ROI on this machine is a couple days. In theory, if you're paying, that's with free power, you're paying everything out of pocket, and obviously this will pay off. This will pay off as long as KDA hits $23 again. Now, it doesn't have to hit $23 again. Like what? Let's say it only hits $10. You know, that's $103,000. Let's say KDA only hits $5. That's still $51,000. $51,000 this thing will make if KDA even only pumps to, $5. It's pretty crazy. The KA3 is going to make a lot of money. Now, let's take a look at the average home miner. So this, the box miner, the 5 terahash version. That's 0.42 coins a day. Let's see this. 0.42. 0.42 times 365 times 2. So this thing will get 306. Let's just put this right here. 306 coins. 306.6 coins. We're going to times that by, let's start with the high. So if KDA hits $23, this thing is still going to make $7,000.51. This thing only costs $400. So in theory, this thing is going to cover its costs. Right now, the ROI is technically zero, depending on your power price, because you're not covering power. But if you were to hodl 400 watts worth of power per month and pay out of pocket, this thing would make about $7,051. ROI is super fast when it comes to this. So these are some of the numbers we got to take in mind, but the whole huge uncertainty here is what's going to happen? What will KDA actually hit? Will it hit its previous all-time high? Will it not hit its previous all-time high? Will it hit a bigger all-time high? These are the things that we're truly gambling on right now. But obviously the KA3, for what it's going for, even if this thing was selling for $30,000-$40,000, it's still going to cover itself off in the next 2 years, depending on the KDA price. Obviously, in the next bull run, this thing is not going to be selling for $6,000 to $12,000 anymore. This thing is easily going to be going for $50,000 to $60,000. So one thing you could do, and kind of my Coin Mining Central, I kind of went through that, and it's a business plan. A lot of people do, and more people are probably going to start doing it. I think I probably will eventually as well. But that is, say you get the miner now. This miner could easily turn to $50,000, $60,000 in the next bull run because it's profitable, depending if more miners get turned on or Bitmain makes a new one. That's, there could be another model coming up before the next bull run as well. We don't know. Most likely there will be, but who knows? But this thing could turn to a $40,000 and $50,000 miner. So let's say you make, in theory, one of these numbers on the KA3, you spent anywhere, if you got it from Bitmain, it was 6,000. Prices are going up because profitability is going up. They might actually be going down again now because we had that crash. So say you paid $6,000 to $12,000. Some people are saying, I'm not paying $12,000 for the miner. It's a ripoff. Well, this miner is probably going to be worth $50,000 in 2023. You can mine the coins up now, sell the miner for over triple of what you paid for it, plus sell your coins and double everything up, and then just wait for the next bear market and quadruple everything. So that's another strategy moving into here is get the hardware now because it is cheap. The prices are not going to keep going down. They're only going to go up as crypto prices go up. And people are going to want these miners. It doesn't look like make much sense. Oh, I'm making $2 a day, $10 a day, $15 a day. Or that's a $6,000 miner making $35 a day. But they'll pay $50,000 if it's making $50 a day. It doesn't make any sense. But this is just the way everyone's wired. They buy stuff when it seems like it's making the most, but it costs like 5 times more than if you would have just bought it. If you're new in this, and like a lot of new miners come in every cycle, that's another thing we kind of look at. 2017 seen an influx of miners, obviously not as big. 2021 brought in a huge influx of miners. And then everyone's seeing new bear markets for the first time. And everything's not making sense because they spent so much money at the top building out their rigs and so on. They all say, oh, I wish I bought in 2019. I wish I bought in 2018. I wish I did all this when it was cheap. We're there when it's cheap again, but nobody wants to buy because there's too much uncertainty. This happens all the time, every 4 years. 2025, most likely 95% chance will be the next bull run. Things are going to explode, at least across Bitcoin for sure, higher than previous all-time highs. And then in 2026, we're going to be where we are again, into a bear market. Everything's going to be crashing down. It's just the way everything works. Now, each time the bear market comes, obviously the bottom is a lot higher than the previous one, but it's a cycle that keeps playing itself out. And each time it brings in newer miners to the spear because more people start talking about it again. So the next one, we're going to see a whole bunch more miners, and we'll see a whole bunch of new miners seeing their first bear market again and being like, oh, I'm done, and stuff like that. So it's an interesting cycle that always plays around. So now that you kind of seen one, going through this one, kind of take these things to your advantage, and maybe it'll help everybody make a whole bunch more. Not financial advice. What do we got here? A lot of people do RabidMining 2023. Oh, I'm listening, just painting. Hey, DJ Mines is painting his room. Awesome. What's going on? We got to have you back on the show again. That was fun. I got to have more people. We got to have some guests and stuff. You know, it's fun having guests because then I don't have to like wear my voice box out all the time. I can just kind of sit back and be like, yeah, good plan. You know, stuff like that. DJ Mines burned everybody with that KD2 video. What are you talking about? No. Well, said Rabid, easy to get excited and buy dumb stuff. An easy mining adventure I would recommend is Chia, plotting yourself instead of Evergreen Miner. See, that's a big thing here. That's one thing. I was thinking about this last night, and that's another thing a lot of people don't understand. And I know it makes more sense. And it's the same thing we talk about with profit switchers and so on. So there's platforms out there. Obviously, we got Unminable, we got NiceHash, we got all these things. Now, NiceHash actually isn't a profit switcher; it's a buy, so I can't really put that on the table. But let's just say, what else out there is profit switching? We got Unminable, we got Zergpool, we got Pro Hashing does it too. Technically, they do. And so on. So these provide a service that makes it easier for the miner. And if you were to do everything yourself, in theory, you would end up with more coins because you're not paying a middleman in there and it's less fees. But the thing is, that is what a lot of people do as generations go by and things happen. Do you not notice this? Like, you know, totally yell at me if I'm wrong, but does not look like as we progress in society and everything, the easier something gets, the more people go to it. People like things easier and easier, not harder and harder. So there's less work involved. Great. And that's a lot where I'm going at when it comes to the Chia thing. It's not derived to everybody. Obviously, people who want to go full out and build Chia farms, they're not going to go out and buy evergreen miners. They're going to buy the hard drives and plot them themselves. Now, going through the hard drive price to PC Part Picker to Chia miners, it's only like an extra 20, 30 bucks a hard drive, maybe an extra couple $100 for like 160 petahash. They're pretty close, but you're kind of designated there. Now, the difference here, some people do pay the extra money because once you get it in the mail, you don't have to plot or anything. You plug it in and you're up and mining. Ease of access. People like easy. Now, I'm not trying to promote Evergreen out there or anything, but I'm just saying this is a big deal when it comes to a lot of things and why a lot of platforms are getting miners, are getting this, or anything in general. When things become a lot easier for someone, that attracts people to it. And that's what Evergreen is doing for Chia, is it makes it a lot easier for people to get involved without having to learn about plotters and get into plotting and building all this stuff out. So it's a case scenario and marketed towards someone else. Now, yes, I 100% agree. If you want to go all in Chia and, you know, get a huge farm and stuff together, buy your own hard drives, do your own plotting completely, learn about the blockchain and everything that's going on in the background and do it that way for sure. But there's a lot of people that don't want that. All they want is to plug something in and go. That's all they want. So it's that. That's kind of the argument versus Chia. It's a case scenario, and people like that better than doing a lot of things themselves. Use efficient drives. People like to set it and forget it. Yeah, very true. People set it and forget it. There's still people mining freaking pink chain. There's still people probably trying to mine Ethereum. What was that? You guys see that? Like, what was it? Like a month ago, it was on Reddit or something. It's probably a troll post, or maybe it wasn't Reddit. It's someone, I don't even know. But someone legitly was trying to wonder why Ethereum wasn't there. Some people don't check their rigs like once a year. That's it. Oh, how's it doing? Oh my gosh, what just happened? How come it's broken? Like, seriously, it's crazy. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. I don't, because I know like every day I'm looking at networks, I'm searching things, I'm checking things out. You guys are searching things out. Everyone's on what to mine, hashrate.no, whatever, so on, searching stuff. And there's people just, okay, start, they leave, gone. Oh yeah, I was mining crypto. What? Okay. Oh geez, that's not good. What happened? Oh, my wallet got hacked 2 months ago. Oh my gosh. Craziness. What about MXC miner and the new Neo miner? It only use that's what is that? Be fun Roblox player. Hey, what's going on, Roblox player? I play some Roblox. Anyway, those are interesting miners. Now, I don't know what's going on with them right now. I don't know. I did talk to the guy that was making those M2 Pros and MX whatevers, and he was supposed to send me one, and that was 2 months ago. I've never seen it. I've been trying to email the guy, and he's not answering me. I don't know what happened there, what's going on. Now they have the release of this new one. Looking at the prices, you know, it is a pretty, let's look at it. You're talking about the Match X and everything. It's an expensive miner, but it does look like it's making like $12, $13 a day, but it's like $2,000 or $3,000 to purchase. And then this is their new one. So this is the original one right here. So the Match X, look at that, it's $2,700. And I don't know what shipping or anything is. They have a new one coming out. So it does say it mines Bitcoin and stuff. I talked to the guy on a video call. It not necessarily mines Bitcoin. It mines stuff, and then it kind of swaps to it. They have their own token going on. Then you kind of stake it, and kind of like the Deeper Connect. If you ever use the Deeper Connects, it's kind of the same type of system. But this thing is making in this bear market like $12 or $13 a day. Now, that profitability is pretty good. It uses no power, a couple watts, but it is an expensive device. And really, I don't really know what's going on. This kind of reminds me of Panda. If he's still there, he did do that. What's it called? He did that call last week or a week before about the helium and everything. And the way they're explaining the helium on how it works reminds me of this, where it doesn't actually, their new chain that they're doing there, I can't remember what it's called, but it doesn't need to talk to any other miners. It's pretty much like a proof of space thing, or not a space, that's Chia, proof of network something all around, but it doesn't need to have any other ones near it. It just needs validation to the network somehow and does something. I don't know the full things on it, but I was supposed to try this thing out, and I don't know what happened to the guy. He just poof, vanished, gone. So no idea what's happening with him. But number one, it looks expensive, but it is profitable in theory. I tried looking at some YouTube videos about it that are recent, and I think I saw one from about a month ago, and the guy was saying he was getting like $12 to $15 a day, and I was like, wow, that's actually pretty good. Even though it's expensive, that's an ROI of like 1,000 days or something still. I don't know, but it's crazy. It's crazy. Looks like what network bits threw off a roof. So the guy saw your face? No, he didn't see my face. I had my Rabid symbol up. When I do calls with some of these companies, I just throw up the Rabid symbol. They have a new mine. Yeah, I saw the Neo miner. It's only like $500 or something compared to the big one. I don't know what the profitability or anything is. I'm assuming it's a baby version of maybe their Match X. I don't know. So again, it's very new. Maybe they're working on it and they're going to send that one out. I have no idea, but the guy is not answering my emails anymore. So I don't know what happened to him. He just up and vanished. You get that amount to begin with, but then they drop the earnings after 6 to 8 months. Really? Okay, I was not aware about that, but you know, that'd be a good thing to test out and see it happen, and then be like, hey, guess what? This thing just died on everybody or something. I don't know. Good night from Turkey. Hey, Wolf, you're from Turkey? Awesome. What's going on? Have a good night then. If you gotta go to sleep, it's probably, I guess, late there. No. Okay, we went through that. Flora chain. You're right. I'm thinking to buy an ASIC. It mined 3 coins at the same time. It's like the Flux node, plug and play. Maybe. Oh, speaking of Flux, so I bought back in the Flux, obviously, you know, when it pumped there not too long ago, I sold it and I bought back in. But then I was looking at stuff and I'd seen a lot of people like, is now the best time to buy Flux? Maybe you should buy Flux. Obviously, the price is down. So if you want to hodl Flux, you know, purchase your Flux now before it goes up. It, you know, makes sense, right? So I actually did. I found out, I was going through exchanges to see what is a good, how should I buy Flux? What's the best way to do it? And let's just look up Flux here right quick. Now, I know the obvious answer for a lot of you guys just looking at here is probably going to say Binance. I think that is highly untrue. So Binance, yes, it has the most amount of volume. Everyone is on it and so on. But I had like $40 in Binance. I think I had $40 or something in MEXC. I also have a MEXC link, but I'm not trying to promote it. But I think it's better. Hear me out. Where is MEXC on here anyway? Oh, way down here at 19, but still, it says only $7,600. I was in and out very fast. So Binance, the thing about Binance is I know we're going through, you know, think of FTX, all this stuff going on, the FTX, the FTT token and so on. They're really trying to push their own token, and Binance is doing the same thing. And if you've been following the conspiracy, like, I'm not saying anything bad is going on with Binance, but I think there's something bad going on with Binance. I'm not saying anything bad while saying there's something bad, but if you've been following the whole story, it almost seems like they were like, think of it like the schoolyard friends. You know, you're growing up, one guy's popular, one guy kind of isn't. And, you know, they want to do the same thing. They're buddies and they're helping each other out. But there's always one guy behind the table scheming. Then eventually, once he sees the opportunity, he pushes the other guy off the cliff. Now, FTX did bad stuff, 100%. But the Binance, I feel, is the guy that pushed him off the cliff. Yes, he started the whole thing. But I think it came down to they were both doing the exact same thing. It's just that he threw the headlines right at them so no one would be watching him. I think there's a lot of weird stuff still going on with Binance. And their main thing is they are really pumping their own token. So I went in there. I went to buy. So there's a little background of what I think. It doesn't mean it's true. So anyway, so we're going on. I went in there. I had $40 in MEXC. I had $40 on Binance. I bought Flux on Binance. I also bought some Flux on MEXC. They both went through super fast, super easy. But to withdraw it, Binance, most of their withdrawals are on the Binance chain. They want everyone to use their coin. So what's going on here is now I have to withdraw my Flux, but it is not mainnet Flux. It is Binance Flux. And as you guys know, I hate Zelcore for the very reason of their fusion costs quite a bit to do their swapping. So now I got to take, I take my Flux, I move it off Binance into my Zelcore. Now I got to buy some stupid Binance coin to swap that in. And then I got to pay some Flux on top of pay Binance, their stupid coin, to swap that into mainnet Flux. Now with MEXC, and both transfers were about the same speed. Now with MEXC, it was actually mainnet Flux. I took my normal Flux address, I withdrawed, and it went straight into my Zelcore. Nice and easy, no extra fees. Binance, they get you into using their own crap. So I think for buying Flux, especially if you want mainnet for nodes and everything else that you need for Flux, is mainnet Flux. So Binance should either, one, add mainnet Flux to their platform and stop promoting their crap coin, and then, or use MEXC. So I really, you know, that was the first time I was actually using MEXC and stuff. And I was like, okay, this is actually pretty cool. And their dashboards and everything is exactly the same. It's almost like they have the same implementation of their entire exchange, except MEXC did have mainnet Flux, where Binance, they try to get you into their own coin as much as possible. So when it comes to buying Flux, I'm just saying, you know, maybe try MEXC. I really enjoyed it, and I got mainnet Flux. I didn't have to spend anything extra to swap it to mainnet Flux, which is the Flux you want, because we can't do anything with stupid Binance Flux. So yeah, I thought I'd point that out. I just did that a couple days ago and it got me really frustrated. I was like, Binance, why are you doing this to me? You're retarded. I'm probably not allowed to say that. That's bad speech. Sorry, YouTube. I didn't mean it. Anyway, monetization canceled. Oh, crap. Trade Ogre was good too. It wasn't as fast. It was a little harder to get it. It has very low volume, but Trade Ogre did work as well. I did do that. What happened? That's where I did my initial trade. When I sold my Flux, it was on Trade Ogre. Where's Trade Ogre on here? That's a good question. I should have pointed that out as well. Trade Ogre is really good. So right here, yeah. Flux BTC. So yeah, what I did here is I actually sold to BTC, and then I sold to USDT. And then I sat in there and I waited for the dump to happen. Remember, never hold your coins on exchanges. So then I go back in, swap it, I buy BTC, then I bought my Flux, and I ended up with an extra, it wasn't much, like I only had 330 coins of Flux or something to play with, and I gained an extra 30 to 34 coins. I can't remember off the top of my head if I'm weighing that, but you know, it pumped there, and everyone's like, I'm not selling Flux to the moon, it's awesome. I'm like, okay, thanks guys, sell. And then I waited because BTC wasn't going up. Nothing was really happening in the market. BTC was up like 0.5%. Flux goes up like 20%. This isn't going to last. You know, well, I don't know why everyone all of a sudden the O's pop up, Flux to the moon. This is going to happen. It's going to crash. It's not going to stay if nothing is happening in the market. So I sold. Well, everyone says pump. And then all of a sudden everything crashed. I bought back in. I made an extra 30 some coins. That would have took me like a month to mine on 12 by 3070s or something like that. I can't remember who went through the numbers before. So no power cost, got 30 Flux. Awesome. I won. Now, obviously, everything else started happening with all this sex stuff and whatever, and it started crashing more. If I would have waited, it would have been fine. But it's okay. I'm happy. I gained Flux. That my goal was to get more Flux from selling from the peak. So I'm happy with my trade. I could have got a lot more, but if you get greedy, that's when you lose. So I did the same thing with Sia Coin. It pumped. I sold. I went back in, I got an extra 2,000 Sia coin or something. So awesome on stuff like that. So, you know, Trade Ogre is what I used there. It was great. Made that Flux. Took a little longer, but so on. What do we got? Coin Metro also carries native Flux. That's good. I don't know why. It seems hard to get native Flux for some reason. And that leads me to the other thing. The Titan nodes. I think it's July. I am not going to be putting my Flux back into a Titan node because I feel I would have gained a crap ton more Flux if I would have sold it all and then bought back in. You know, I feel 2023, guys, it's the year of the trader. I really think this is the trading year. Like, I'm not a crypto trader. I'm horrible at trading. I got lucky though, 2 out of 2 with the Sia Coin Flux thing, but only because it's almost looked obvious that nothing's happening in the market and something explodes. It's not going to last. There's no sustainability in that. So, you know, I sold. So that's what I'm kind of looking for now with my coins. If something sees a huge spike and I have it, I'm going to sell it and then I'm going to buy back in later because I really doubt it's going to last. You know, obviously something's going to get you eventually down the road, but I feel 2023, it's the year of sideways. And we're going to see some good ups and we're going to see some good downs. But I think overall, we're going to average around a sideways trajectory. And, you know, who knows what's going to happen. But I think it's a year for a lot of ups and downs. And we're going to see, you know, it's a good year for a lot of you traders out there. Not financial advice, and I'm a horrible trader. But so far, I'm getting lucky. So we'll see what happens. KuCoin. No, KuCoin's not it. What's the other one? CoinX. A lot of people like CoinX. It's not available in Canada. I can't use it now. Probably I think I can with a VPS. I've never really used VPSs too much, so I would do it, but I don't really want to move too much money around in case something happens. And then all of a sudden, oh, this VPS isn't working. Now something's stuck. So yeah. CoinX is awesome. Yeah, a lot of people use CoinX, but I can't use it being in Canada. But again, VPS would allow me to do it. I did log into a VPS and I went onto it and said, oh yeah, you're good to go. And I was like, awesome, it works. But I'm just still up in the air on like, you know, do I trust this VPS and for how long and so on. Are used CoinX in Canada? You can't. You KYC'd on KuCoin, Crypto Hunter. I've thought about it. That's the other thing too. That's a big thing with some of these exchanges as well. Are they KYC or are they non-KYC? Now, if you're unfamiliar with KYC, that's know your customer. That's where you got to pretty much send in your identification, driver's license, maybe passport pictures and information, land locations, whatever, so on. Pretty much they know exactly where you are because they do report to the governments. Take Canada, for example, was a couple years ago with the truckers, Coinbase, crypto and everything. The government shut them down because they were using that centralized exchange. It's KYC. Coinbase has to regulate to obviously the laws around. Coinbase shut down all the crypto transfers to anybody that was there. So it was heavily regulated because of it. So there are ways around it. Like obviously you got Trade Ogre and stuff when it comes to trading. The non-KYC, all they'll really see at this point is an address. So you can take that address and say, yes, that was me, or you can do whatever you want with it because it's non-KYC. But remember, in the end of the day, always do your taxes. Just saying. Binance trade is 0% fee. Okay, weird. What? I think KuCoin limits the heck out of what people in the USA can do without KYC. American. I'm not sure. No idea. I haven't really used it. Oh my gosh! Don't even talk about Zelcore. You can buy it. They said something, but I'm not even going to try it. Using stuff like that within wallets, it's so expensive. So expensive. What else is going on? Flux is relabeling to proof of useful work. You guys probably heard that. Flux hash is turned to Flux POUW or something. I don't know. It's interesting though. It's very interesting. Using VPN on exchange is risky. They can just ban you. Yeah, see, that's what I'm wondering. Like, that's why I don't really want to, do too much with it, because what if, something gets flagged and like, okay, no. And then, okay, great. I have $4 million hanging out there. Now it's gone. I can't do nothing. I have to give, someone in the States my password and stuff to say, hey, can you log in and send my crypto back? And then be like, are you actually going to do it? Or are you just going to take it? That's where it gets to that point. Damn, 4 mil. Yeah, it's only 4 mil. I just pulled that one out of the trunk of the which one? I think that was the blue Lambo. Yeah. I got a bag of a couple mil in one of the 6 Lambos. I don't know. I can't keep track anymore. It's so many. Darn crypto mining. We're just loaded, aren't we? Wow, dreams. Whatever. Okay. Anyway, continuing on. While Zelcore is expensive to perform tasks in app, I prefer to have the option rather than not. That's very true. Having the option is always good. Yeah, you can't be wrong there. Definitely, if you have the option to use it, it can get you out. Like, if something's moving really fast and you got to do a quick swap, maybe it's worth some of the fees at the time for sure. Oh, Trade Ogre is not available in the US? I didn't know that. I was not aware of that. Interesting. Huh. Okay, yeah. Alrighty then. I was not aware of that at all. That Trade Ogre was not able to be used in the USA. What about the staking thing? You guys heard about all the staking stuff going on? It's crazy. Does anyone actually have real details? I know that's probably technically my job to have all the real details, but it's hard. So depending where you look, there's different answers and everything. So one sounds like, the USA, they want to get rid and ban crypto staking. Yeah, okay. A long time ago, the SECs, they did say they wanted to pretty much nail anything proof of stake right after Ethereum did move the proof of stake. But they said that. So it's an interesting thing there. But now there's a couple interviews going on. There's a couple different articles going on. One saying it's staking only with the exchanges. They're trying to remove the exchange staking. So like staking pools and stuff will still be okay. Now another one says, they're trying to remove all staking completely. 0%, zero staking anywhere done in the US. So then there's that aspect there too. So I still don't know which one is 100%. Are they trying to get rid of all the staking altogether and just boom, gone? Or are they just trying to eliminate all the staking across all these exchanges and stuff? So I still don't know all the full details because there's a whole bunch of different information out there. But there's a lot of what ifs flying around as well. Like, think about it. Say they did decide to go 100% staking. Say they wanted to wipe staking right out of the United States completely. Now what do you do? Obviously, we go back to the VPS situation and using something somewhere else. But let's take Ethereum for an example, because that's the biggest topic that a lot of people seem to be flying through on Twitter and stuff. Is say most of the nodes are hanging out on Amazon. Now, it's sure Amazon has little parts around the world that's registered and stuff, but the main centralized company is US based. So in theory, if they wanted to wipe out staking, for example, they'd be like, all right, guys, shut it down. And they're all best friends over there. So he's okay, pull the lever, goodbye. Boom. There's 60 some percent of the nodes off Ethereum gone. I don't know, it'd be crazy. Absolutely crazy. So what do they do at that point? Do they fork back the proof of work? I don't know. I highly doubt that's ever going to happen, but a lot of people are thinking about it. Do they run a split chain? But then you still got staking happening. It's crazy stuff happening right now. Very, very crazy stuff. So it'll be very interesting to see how everything does play out. Does it make more sense to solo mining with K7, K3? I don't know. Like, it's weird. It's very fast blockchain, at least with KDA. It's like what, 1 minute maybe 1 second blocks. I can't remember. It's really fast. So you could try solo mining. Well, what's a block reward? It's like 1 in 1 minute. So in theory, yeah, you should hit at least 40 some blocks a day if you're making 40 KDA a day right now. So you may get good days, you may get worse days. It's very interesting. I don't have a KDA3 to try out, so you know it definitely would be an interesting test. So you give it a shot. If you can solo mine and smash out a whole crap ton of blocks, do it. If you fail, move back to the pool. You never know. 30-second drop into 29.8 second. Oh, ironic. Still waiting for the next staking coin rug pull vampire. Got it. I've never mined Flux, and I'm still learning about how to navigate things in that ecosystem. I'm kind of giving up on the Coinbase ever adding them. It's an interesting thing. Yeah, yeah, that's weird. Coinbase doesn't have them, huh? I think crypto.com has them now, but it's also only Binance chain. So I don't know what's going on there either. Oh, RPM streaming now? I was not aware he was going live. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. What does he think that guy is doing? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, guys. Coinbase. Oh, Coinbase is adding it soon. Okay. I've been getting spammed with emails like crazy from Coinbase. Verification. And I just don't know what's going on. Oh, yeah. That reminds me of another thing. So let's look at this. You guys heard of Tangem? I do have a link to this in the description as well. So let's talk about it. The Tangem hardware wallet. I didn't do a video yet, but it's kind of cool. So it's interesting because there's no private keys. Well, there's private keys. It's on the card, but there's no seed phrase or anything, which is interesting, but it's a tap. So everything is within the card, and it comes with 3 cards. One is your main one, 2 backups. It's supposed to be waterproof and all this stuff, survive floods, whatever. And all you literally do is tap it on. So it's a hardware wallet that's very easy and accessible. You just got to enable your USC payments. I recommend, if you're not going to use it, turn off your USC payments. That way no one hacks your phone or something. And then whenever you want to use it, turn on. But this thing's kind of neat. I did actually set it up. And now, for one thing, for an example, some companies and places, they actually use USDT Tron, for example. And there's a lot of wallets that, most of them actually don't support the Tron network in USDC, which, you know, can't blame them or anything. But this one actually has it. This one has, like, I can't remember, 8, 9, 10 different networks for USDC. It has a whole bunch of various coins. It still doesn't have a lot of the miner coins. I've seen someone say this has most coins for miners, but it doesn't. I don't see Ravencoin or anything on it, stuff like that. Maybe it's coming. Maybe it's an easier process to get onto this thing. But it was actually pretty cool. It's pretty sweet. Like, you simply take the card, tap it on your thing, and it opens up your wallet. If you have your code and everything set, then you can set a pin phrase for it. But yeah, it's a legit hardware wallet, and it stores your crypto safe. So it's interesting. It's a very interesting, fast, easy, and it's way easier to use than a ledger. But in the end, you know, the ledger still might be the king of safety, most likely. But I don't know. But it's a cool thing. You said survive floods. Yeah, supposedly it's supposed to survive floods. It's waterproof and stuff. So they say. I don't know. I haven't been in a flood yet to test it. I should. I need to put, you know, a couple dollars on it. Maybe I should just throw it in the bathtub. That's a good idea. I'm going to take my card. I'm going to throw it in the bathtub full of water and then try it. That'd make a good video, huh? Survive floods. Does this count? Boom. Then, you know, let it sit there for 5 minutes, pull it out, dry it off, and then see if it is in there. I use Tangem. You use Tangem? Awesome. So yeah, like I said, I think I'm going to start using them more. I just went very slow. I looked through a couple of things, but I am going to do a video on this thing very soon and check it out. But it's a cool concept. I'll definitely have to give it that. That's like something you'd see on LTT. I know it is. That's a good idea though. I'm going to do that. That's awesome. Hopefully no one else does that before I do. They're probably watching my stream, taking my ideas. How dare you guys? I'm just kidding. Do whatever you guys want, but yeah, I think that's a wicked idea. I'm gonna fill up the bathtub and just fire it in there. Not all 3, because if it doesn't work, then I'm gone. But I'm gonna throw one in, see if it works. Should I try burning one? No, I'm just kidding. You know what? Let me feel the card. I think, yeah, they're kind of like a paper though, so they will burn. I think. I don't think they're fireproof. Take a flamethrower to it. That's Linus right there for sure. Tangent supports a lot of small coins that aren't on Trezor Ledger. It even supports FF. Isn't FF on Ledger now? Maybe it's not. FF's interesting. Now, have you guys, oh, that's another big thing. Have you guys heard about what the frick? I didn't swear, so I'm good. Justin Sun is doing. So if you're unfamiliar with Justin Sun, that's a Tron guy, right? And originally he was supposed to fork FW with whoever else forked it now. And then all of a sudden, last minute, he made FF. So FF is Justin Sun's coin. Now, you may not have heard about this interesting thing. He is now, I don't know if it has to do with the fact that maybe it's not getting the value he wants, or maybe the miner support or whatever. He is now forking Dogecoin. He forked Dogecoin. And he's creating a merge mine Dogecoin version on FF in theory. So now I think of the way now I don't even know how to say this. And it's kind of cool, but at the same time, I don't know what's going on because it's Justin Sun. So you mine FF. So you mine FF and you merge mine this forked Dogecoin with it. So in theory, you're getting two coins while mining FW. I don't know how that's going to be distributed or anything. Obviously, what the heck the value is going to be. It's not going to end up anything like Dogecoin. I highly doubt it. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting concept, but it's weird. Yeah, exactly. What the fork is going on here? And I got to find more details. It's a very interesting thing. But yeah, he's forking Dogecoin to be merge mined alongside FF, which is interesting. I don't know. But yeah, Justin Sun, he's doing some crazy things. And it's weird because everywhere he is, something bad has happened. Like, seriously, what was the big thing that happened? Was it Celsius? Before, I'm getting mixed up with all these S and everything. There's so many different variations of them. But what's it called? What happened? I think it was Gemini or something, Genesis. I don't know. Whatever happened before FTX. Justin Sun was in there. No, it was before the depegging of Luna. That's what it was. So, like a few hours just before Luna depegged, somehow Justin decided, I'm moving a crap ton of money out of this. And he put it into, I don't know, Binance or Tron or something. I don't know where he put it, but it's on the Ledger, blockchain, whatever. And it was news reports about it. He moved it. And then like 2 hours later, maybe it was 6 hours, maybe a day. I don't know. But it was very darn close. And then all of a sudden, we all know what happened with Luna. Depegged, crashed, burned, crashed, everything gone. Then we fast forward. FTX. He was in on that. And the same thing, like within 1 day, 6 hours, I don't know, he pulled out a massive amount of funds. And then boom, FTX falls and collapses. Everywhere this guy is, something bad happens. So I don't know what the heck is going on. But obviously there's a lot of insider stuff going on. But yeah, it's crazy. So now, yeah, he is the guy that did fork FF. And now he's forking Dogecoin. And somehow he's going to merge mine the two together. And interesting times ahead. Buy Flux in CoinX, exchange RTM also. Oh, yeah. Oh, RTM is there also. That was the other thing too. I was really up in the air when I did sell that Flux. Because I was like, okay, my main goal here is it pumped. I want to get more Flux, right? It's not worth mining. At my power cost, like 11% power and stuff, it's not making anything. It's not profitable at all for me to mine it right now. So I was like, so I was trying to get more. And then I was like, oh my gosh, but RTM, it's seen a little dip. Should I just spend this and buy more Raptorium? I didn't. And I'm still don't know if I should have or not. I really want to still, but I did get more Flux. And that was my ultimate goal. But while I was sitting there and I was ready to move it, I was like, should I just get more Raptorium? Should I just get more Raptorium? Because I am, as most of you guys know, I am pretty bullish on Raptorium. It's got some pretty sweet things going on. And, in the next couple of years, I do think it's going to surprise a lot of people because there's a lot of negative people that either don't understand what's going on or think, oh, Raptorium is a pump and dump. It came out, it lasted for a couple months, and now it's nothing. Look at the price. Those are people that are blindsided by pure profit only. Now, don't get me wrong, pure profit mining is one of the main things of my channel. It's about mining for profit, for sure. Now, there's also, everyone has a little bit of investor side, and I really feel Raptorium somewhere down the road here is going to open up the eyes and surprise a lot of people. Again, not financial advice. I just have this feeling, and obviously I hope it works out, but I don't know if it will. We don't know what the future is going to do. Buy Flux coin, yeah. Who's CZ short 5x Doge? They say there will be an airdrop of the new Doge for all SF holders and all miners according to their contributed hash rate. Of course there will be. He's trying to get more people over there. Why not? Buy my coin up. You can get more of my Doge fork. I gotta find some information on that, do that. But it's very interesting, that whole thing going on there. I don't know what's happening. It's sketchy stuff. What else do we have to talk about? Do you guys have anything, last minute questions or anything we want to rip through? Actually, we didn't go through any profitability yet on GPUs or nothing. What are they looking like? Anyone know? Refresh. Yeah, refresh this. Gauge. All right, what do we got? Dynex is still rocking the profitability. Oh, Caspa on a 6900 XT looks like it. 6700 XT, we got Caspa. Looks like AMD. Looks like Caspa is okay on AMD at 3-cent profit. If you call that profit, I don't know. I kind of don't. I don't think that's worth the wear and tear on a GPU, but hey, maybe it is to you. Yeah, and everything else unprofitable. What to mine telling us? Caspa negative 2 cents at 11% kilowatt hour on a 3070. Radiant. Someone said the other day Radiant was the only profitable coin, but I don't see profit happening at my power price. Lithium is down to 7. Ergo negative 12. What's Flux at now? 14. So this is an interesting thing about Flux. It's at 20 cents now. What's the hash rate? Flux network hash rate. Where are you? Network hash rate, Flux. Oh, here we go. So look at the network hash rate currently on Flux. I don't know. Is that a good one? I guess that one's a little better. So in 1 month, we are down. We're down to our low. We're down to a low in hash rate. So obviously what we see, did it actually go down 50% yet though? What's this? So here we can see what's going on. Here's the hype for the halving. Here's the halving hype. Boom. Halving happened. Goodbye. Pretty much what happened there. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out. So we're almost down from the peak here. 50%, I guess, in theory. But yeah, but if we look at this, bam, this is the thing that a lot of GPU guys really got to look at. You know, I know previous to the bear market and all this stuff, a lot of videos are coming out there, mine $1 million by this time. The best time to mine is coming. And Ethereum, the end of Ethereum killed all of that. Usually we would be leading into the best time to mine because Ethereum would still be here. It can absorb a lot of hash rate and so on. But because so many miners bought hardware for Ethereum, then the merge happened. None of these coins can support a fraction of the hardware that was online at that time. And, you know, these are the levels in theory we would have still been at on Flux right now if Ethereum was still around. So we would still be profitable everywhere. We would be getting decent yields. Well, we had to have, and so obviously that's going to come down. But the hash rate on all these networks are way higher than they ever would have been if Ethereum was still around. So the times of mining $1 million by this bull run or by that or by 2025, not happening. Gone, zero, zilch, not. The merge is worse than any crypto bear market ever was in the past. So we got to keep these things in mind. Look at the hash rate there. And a lot of people are shut off. They're just shut off waiting because GPU mining, you know, we all have it back of our heads. It's going to come back. Coins are going to pump. Profitability is going to be there. It's not going to be like anything near 2021. Nothing. Nowhere near that. GPU mining is probably still going to be one of the worst ways you can possibly mine in terms of profits moving into the future. Now, there's a lot of uncertainty for sure. Don't get me wrong. A coin could pump. Flux could maybe go to $500. You know, ETC needs one of the least amount of pumps to cater in a lot of the hash rate. Yeah, there's a lot more ASICs being built and people are actually buying ASICs for ETH hash and ETC hash and so on. But it is one of the, you know, best coins out there so far. If we go into actual coin profits here, let's look at close to S. So here's this. Now, this isn't exact hash rate numbers right now. This is from a few weeks ago, but ETC is the top coin at paying out miners. Now, Ethereum used to be here around, what was it? What was Ethereum at? 21.9 million just before the merge. The day before the merge, ETH was putting out 21.9 million. ETC here, we're only seeing 341,000. You know, Caspa and Nexa came in out of nowhere. there was talk, you know, a coin, our next go-to coin might not even be here yet. Kaspa and Nexa did come out of nowhere, and they actually took the second and third top spots over Ravencoin, Ergo, and Flux. But like, look at Flux, like $35,000. Actually, this is dropped now. We got to reduce this by another 50% or so because of what's it called? The halving and everything I went through. So this is inflated. Unless I already did that. I don't remember. I don't think I did though. But we can see just the level of the other coins. They can't handle any hash rate at all compared to what's there. And everyone's just sitting and waiting. Like here we have the all-time highs. All these coins here, there's more. There's still Radiant and stuff I think I got to put in here. I can't remember. But like, look at this. This is all these coins here at their absolute all-time high. And if every coin was at its out, and some of these coins like Ergo, 2017, it didn't even see its all-time high in 2021. Bitcoin Gold, a lot of these, all their all-time highs were before 2021, which means they're technically dying because they're not seeing forward growth moving forward. And a lot of these were like 100x higher than when, you know, than what they are now or what they were even in 2021. And all of these added up at their absolute all-time high is still down 73%. 73% with every coin at its all-time high. That means everything you mined, you sold at its all-time high, you would still be probably negative in profits because the fact that it's not here. Like we're down 95% before everything at an all-time high. We're still down 73% in daily profits across these. And, you know, in order for GPUs to become profitable again, one thing needs to happen. Well, two things. One, I think number two is actually the one thing that, you know, seems most likely to happen is people will give up mining on GPUs. That's the main thing I think has to happen. People have to fall off the networks for the profitabilities to obviously come back up. The second thing that, you know, could happen is the prices all jump way over previous all-time highs. Now that's what needs to happen and that, but I don't know what's really going to happen. We don't know. A lot of these coins, they've only seen one bear market, so we still have no idea what these coins are capable of. Are they going to even hit all-time highs again, or are they going to go beyond all-time highs? It's going to be a very interesting 2025. So now going forward and how I feel GPU mining will actually prevail, it's a lot of uncertainty, but hear me out, and this is kind of interesting. So let's say we're moving in. I like to do a lot of scenarios. You guys know this, just when we're looking at KDA at the start of the stream. We're doing so many scenarios on hash rates and max coins and prices and so on. But picture this. So this is kind of how I feel things may play out. So we're going to move into 2025. Everyone's going to start turning back on as, you know, maybe prices pick up, some profitability may look there, and then we'll see difficulties increase and so on. And then profitability obviously drops back down and maybe even hit, you know, negative levels in a bull run. It's very well possible because there's so much hardware out there and all these coins are so small compared to what we previously had. So at this point, we may see GPU mining stuff finally start to fall off. And moving into the next run, we're going to see, so as we move in there, now we can move to 2029. We're going to have to wait for the next cycle, the 2029 cycle. This is where we're going to see a lot more maturity across, you know, Flux and Ergo if they're doing what they're going to do. But also Flux will have a halving in 2025 by the next bull run. So we have to keep that in track as well. But moving into 2029, because 2025 didn't seem so hot, we might not see people moving in to mine in 2029's bull run. And this is when we're probably going to see these younger coins really start to prevail, which is where I think Son of a Tech said we're looking a little into 2016 here, where we didn't really see the explosion until 2021. And that's kind of the same thing. We need time for these coins to mature. So now we're coming into it. 3000 series GPUs in 2029 aren't looking too hot anymore. We're 3 or 4 gens ahead now, and DAG sizes are getting a lot bigger. We need bigger GPUs. We need more efficient GPUs, and people aren't going to come in and build up their farms for a 2029 bull run because 2025 didn't look so hot. I think this may be when we will see GPUs start picking up the profitability again. 2029, not really 2025. Again, I don't really know. There's a whole bunch of numbers and scenarios have to play out for this, but I don't know. What do you guys think of my kind of contemplation here on the whole situation? It pretty much comes down to two things. Prices picking up because the coins are young. We probably won't see them explode till 2029. And GPU miners will pretty much get fed up because 2025 isn't everything they're hoping to be. And then we're going to move up to new GPUs and they're not going to want to upgrade their farms due to the fact that 2025 was so bad, and then 2029 will look pretty darn good again. So it's going to be very interesting, I think, over the next couple cycles. But that's, I feel 2025 GPUs isn't going to be as mainstream as it was. Again, who knows? We don't know. We just have to keep an eye on everything and see what happens. It's going to be interesting though. 2025, I turn off some GPU and sell. Hey, that's the other thing too. Probability may pick up. I'm hoping it does, and I hope GPU prices go up. They're not going to explode to where 2021 is, but there may be people out there thinking the same thing, or kind of when I went over, selling your ASIC miners. If prices go up even on GPUs because the coin may be spiking, people talking about it, and as more people start selling, yes, the profitability will go up. But also, if we start firing out and selling off our farms at that time to really start getting into next gen hardware and everything in, because after 2025 we're going to see most likely a 2026 bear market again, where we're hanging out right now, get our hardware back, and a lot more of it, a lot more efficient gear, because we sold all our hardware, we sold our ASICs, we sold everything when everybody wanted to buy it. Like I said, when the market's bloody, no one wants anything. That's when you buy. When everything's going good and everybody wants in, that's when you sell everything, because everybody's getting into it. But everything is so darn high at that point, it is not worth to actually invest it at that point. So I don't know. That's just kind of how I'm looking at things. It's probably, offload your farm 2025, build a new farm 2026 is kind of how I'm looking at this stuff. But again, not financial advice. And if everyone decides, hey, this is what I'm going to do too, it sounds like a good idea. Obviously, it's not going to work out because everybody wants to do it. Oh man, it's not working. So, it's going to be interesting. Very interesting for sure. Exchange also need miner for their revenue, since when ETH goes POS, exchange lose a lot of revenue. Well, let's see. Yeah, for sure. Revenues. Everybody needs revenue. Everyone's looking for revenue values, and it's crazy time for sure. You definitely got to keep your eyes open, look around, find deals. I don't know. It's crazy. Anyway, guys, so we have been here for a while. You guys mentioned Panda was streaming. I don't know if I can rate him or not. I'm just going to check my customizations here and see if it'll let me rate his channel or not. I don't see it there. I don't see it there. Community settings, how load, where is it? Details. I can't find it. Blog. Streams, pay, allow. I don't know where the rate is. He probably has me blocked. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I can't find it. I had this issue the other day, but I finally eventually found it. Customization. Send messages, redirect. There it is. Add Red Panda Mining. Let's see if he's in here. Is he gonna let me? No, redirect permissions. He doesn't let me. He said nope, not happening. All right, guys. So Red Panda is streaming. Let's Red Panda Mining. I'm gonna find him. I'll direct you guys there. And we had a great stream today. We'll be back with a Q&A and everything tomorrow. Current state of that's what it is. Oh, I thought it was just video today. He has 200. Look at him. He's rocking 200 and some people. All right, guys. So I'm gonna send you guys off over there. Check out Red Panda Mining. I'll see you guys all in the next one.
Rabid out.